What's going on, everybody? Thank you again for following my journey. You guys are awesome. Welcome to my diary. It is day 7, or the end of day, or close to the end of the day. I usually record these around 6 p.m. or 7, well, anywhere like 7, 8 o'clock p.m. usually, because it's about an hour after dinner. So I try to give myself enough time for food to settle and things, just so I can comment about everything. So I just wanted to start out by saying thank you again for the comments. You guys are awesome, and everything is encouraging. One particular comment that I thought was funny was Boise Jones had commented and said, "Cheese is not carnivore unless you're American." So I had to just put that out there again in case you guys didn't see that. And again, I apologize. For releasing sort of back to back, like end of day 6. I didn't release it last night. It's really weird. I swear, I know I recorded it and I went in, and then like right now as we speak, it's publishing to YouTube. So I'll be publishing this right after that as well. But it's just so weird. Like, I swore I uploaded it to YouTube. So I apologize, everybody. So don't worry. There's an end of day 6. I talk about some important things. So anyways, just in case you guys missed it or something. All right, let's get down to it. I don't want to waste y'all's time too much. So what did I eat? I have to start at like a 2 in the morning thing. Again, I know if you watched episode 6, you're going to see where I had like a little bit of a snack, and there was a reason for that. This time I had a little more significant of a snack because if you'll notice that from my day 6, I had like a chicken type of dinner where I had like 1 3/4, chicken breasts and like the Alfredo sauce. So I really I feel like that dinner, there wasn't as much maybe good fats that I needed to satiate myself truly. But around that 2:30 in the morning time frame, because I'm a late night person, I got a little hungry, and I stopped and I was like, okay, I feel like a little hunger kind of grumble. I was like, I'm actually a little hungry, and so I was like, okay. So I went and I got 5 slices of cheese, 2 bacon strips, and a butter bite. And that did good. That held me over until dinner the next day. So having that meat, and some butter and stuff, that really helped. Then I ate about an hour ago, around 6:30-ish. I ate, and then this time I went back to the basics. Like, I keep thinking I'm going to get sick of it, but I ended up taking 3/4 pound of ground meat, the stuff I told you about, that I've been telling you about. So I took some more of it and I browned it up, and I set it aside, drained the fat. I like to drain that excess fat, because the fat that I get from the like when you cook it and you get that grease, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know if you guys say, hey, you need to eat that too, but it doesn't seem to have that texture and everything else. So what I did was I drained the fat, and then I set that aside, and then I don't rinse the meat though. I mean, I just drain it. I just drain the excess off. And then I made a 4-egg omelet. But I screwed up the omelet. I'm not ashamed to admit. And so I just chopped it up into egg bits, and then threw the meat in, threw the bacon, 2 strips of bacon, 3 tablespoons of butter, and I let the butter melt, let everything kind of just get happy, let the bacon warm up, turned off the heat and everything. And with it tonight, because it's a Sunday night, and I thought it'd be so back when I was eating like the real toxic foods, right? Sometimes as a treat, Again, I'm a big water drinker. Even back when I was eating all the sugars and all the bad stuff, I still liked a lot of water. I didn't drink hardly any sodas. I didn't, I was getting into some energy drinks, which you could argue is really the same thing as sodas. But I do like the zero sugar energy drinks and stuff. But anyways, that's all bad. But really mainly water and coffee, and sweet tea was kind of my three drinks, and sweet tea wasn't often. Anyways, but sometimes I would do something that only some people enjoy, which is I would take my sweet tea and I would add a little bit of milk, splash of milk. I believe it's an English thing. I don't know if those of you from England, maybe you can correct me or confirm that. But I heard it was more of an English version of tea. Um, but I'd like to put a splash of milk in my sweet tea every once in a while, not always. Just when I was in a weird mood. Well, tonight I did sort of the carnivore version. I with my right after dinner actually as my own little Sunday treat, I took some unsweet tea in my tumbler and I poured about this much, and then I just put a splash of heavy cream, just a little splash of heavy whipping cream in there. Stirred it, and I think it's good. Just my own little treat. So I'm gonna. How much do I have left? I'm like half. So when I get done with that, of course, maybe I'll fast the rest of the night. But the point is, I had my meat, eggs, and butter and bacon today. So I think I don't think I'm going to have the late night, snack cravings at all or anything. And I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it through to tomorrow. I hope. Anything else to report would be, I had, again, and I reported this yesterday, but today, I went potty twice, and once was in the middle of the afternoon, and it was normal. Okay. Then after dinner, it was liquid. So again, I think my body is doing the changes. I'm not going to stress about it again. I don't want you guys to panic out there if you're new to carnivore and you're having that sort of back and forth. It will regulate. Okay, it will regulate, and that is one thing I know. So it'll happen. Um, and again, I'm not perfectly doing like a 90-day challenge, so to speak. I've incorporated little things like whipping cream, cheese. Oh, that reminds me. I don't want to mess this up. I try to tell you guys everything. So on my meat and omelet and butter and bacon, I did shred just a couple ounces of cheese on there, just cheddar cheese. I don't always do the cheese, but I just I wanted to tonight, um, and it was really good. It was really good. So, but I think that's it for everything. I'm gonna try to keep this video short for you guys tonight. Again, thank you guys so much for the comments. It really helps when you guys interact. It does. It does. Oh, and I do want to cover maybe one more thing. So, a really positive comment and like helpful comment comes from another like I said, I get all kinds of helpful comments, so I'm not trying to just play favorites or anything. But there's a reason why I'm covering this one here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull this up while I'm actually here. So one of the comments that I had was from Rick Van Man, and he said, the struggle is real and can be tough. The best way I've found so far not to be tempted by off-limit foods is to make sure you're never hungry and eat until you're comfortably stuffed, as per Dr. Barry. I put it to test this weekend when a friend was eating chips and I was so full I wasn't even slightly interested in them. That's the beauty of the carnivore community. You're never alone. There are a couple of good carnivore groups on Facebook to offer support. doing this publicly on YouTube can also be a bit of an incentive to keep going. It certainly has been for me. Keep doing, you're doing great. So that's awesome. And I love that. Those things are very encouraging to somebody like myself. And yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Like I have other YouTube channels and like I do other things. You know, I'm on film a lot. This channel here is separate from all that. I don't promote any of that stuff. I don't share like, you know, this isn't for that. This channel was just as a diary to possibly help other people and just to document myself, even if hardly anybody ever watched it. But to get that kind of encouragement like really blows me away, and it's awesome. But I did want to add to this comment because when he talked about um you know, not like somebody sitting there eating chips and not wanting any because you were stuffed. I just want to say, I want to add to that, Rick Van Man, if you watch this, is that I don't know if you were ever morbidly obese, but there's when you're morbidly obese and have struggled for years with certain food cravings and addictions. The thing is that there's times when I have these mental cravings, that these triggers, and that's when I say like that's when I have to kind of stop myself and then consciously think about my stomach and all, and that's when I realize, dude, you're full. You know, like you're full, you don't need anything. So it's not so much that I'm not full or that I didn't eat enough and then I'm actually kind of hungry or something like that. It's just a mental trigger thing. That's all I was talking about, was a mental trigger part of it. Yes, you're right. I think you're absolutely right that there's times if you don't eat enough, just like, or if you don't eat the right things, like the chicken and Alfredo, when I had that night, like, yeah, it was good. And it was carnivore and things like that. But it was just chicken and it didn't, like I said, it didn't have enough fats. And so, yeah, it left me started to get a little hungry in the middle of the night. So I think what you said is spot on. I do. I just also, when I talked about cravings and in the other video too, I just wanted to point out, because I know there's going to be some other fat people like myself that's going to definitely relate to what I just said, which is even though you're full, there's like, you just want more sometimes. You're just like, oh man, like tonight, I made a homemade chocolate pie for my wife. You know, she has a sore throat. She was like, oh, can I have a chocolate, you know, like pudding or something, you know? So I made her chocolate pie, you know. I didn't taste any, I swear. but the triggers, you know, it's like I was full, you know, but man, it looks so good. And the memories and the even sometimes the smells when you're around it just triggers things to where you're like, man, I really want a piece of pie so bad, even though I'm full. I just ate and I'm stuffed. Like I literally just ate and I am full. Like I didn't. So I'm just saying that there is another psychological aspect to cravings. So I just wanted for people to keep that in mind. If you're watching this, remember, and I think what Rick Van Man said was great, but also remember that if you're full and you still have that craving, I want to just add to what he said and say, hey, that's when you have to stop yourself and say, yeah, that chocolate pie, man, it looks amazing. And there's like, and then she want Cool Whip on it, you know, like, oh, like that's all the things I could just eat Cool Whip right out of the tub sometimes, right? And I'm like, no, that is poison. That is really, really amazing tasting poison. And that's how you have to think of it and say, no, and I'm full. And that's where you just have to stop and say, I'm full. It's true. And like he said, the first 4 words, actually, the first sentence, the struggle is real and it can be tough. And that's the thing. The struggle is real and it could be extremely tough at times. But you just have to think about You being satiated. I actually need a drink. My throat. Nice. That tea with a splash of cream. So, okay. So anyways, guys, I hope you get something out of this, or at least my diary. I think I covered everything. Like I covered kind of like my movements. Um, you know, I talked about wiping yesterday and hitting the landing zone. Today was able to comfortably hit the landing zone again. So things are good on that side. As far as feeling wise, I feel good through the day. Sleep wise, I did really good. I had some good sleep, by the way, to follow up on some of the sleep stuff. Slept really good, had some good deep sleep with some dreams, some very lucid, like very vivid dreams. Um, so all in all, that's all going well. I'm kind of monitoring other things, just making sure that um certain things on my skin. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on some things, see how everything goes. And of course, you guys will probably see any kind of, you'll probably start to see better with my face than maybe I even will. But other than that, guys, thank you all so much, seriously, and we will see you now. Oh yeah, and tomorrow is weigh in. So I know some of you might be like, well, hey, it's the end of day 7. It's the end of the week. Are you going to weigh yourself? I am going to weigh myself. Now, some people weigh themselves every day. I don't believe in that. I never have, even back when I've done other diets. And believe it or not, I actually used to be a fitness coach a long time ago. I never used to encourage weighing in every day. I just, I mean, unless there's like some real specific reasons for it, and you're like, I don't know, maybe you're some kind of fighter or something, and you're trying to make some kind of weight class, or not get into a weight class or something. I don't know. Maybe there's those reasons, but for the average person, don't worry about weighing yourself every day. Maybe like every week, like I do, the end of the week, and I try to start my weeks on Mondays. Um, so the end of the week, Sunday night, like I'll get up Monday morning and I'll go weigh myself, and whatever it is, it is. I don't stress about, do I need to get butt naked, or do I need to like go get on the potty for a little bit? Like, I'm not trying to beat anything. It's just wherever I'm at, wherever I'm at, when I get up in the morning, I'm going to step on the scale. I'm going to look at it, and we're just going to document it, and we're going to keep going. And I'm just going to keep hoping that things will start curving in the right direction soon. So, all right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll do like a special little end of week 1, maybe a small video on that. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we'll still see you guys tomorrow. All right. Keep keep it meaty. I don't know. Maybe is there a catchphrase? Like when you do these videos, like should there be a catchphrase? In some of my other videos and my other stuff, I always like seek the truth, but I don't know, seek the meat. I'm getting stupid. Sorry.